What are the four major innovations of this millennia? I'm going to tell you right now. All right. Drone delivery. Okay. Digital identification. Okay. What else? CBDC. Okay. And data. Anything data. Anything data. Anything data. Any technology. Any solution to the problem of data. Guys, those are the innovative tools that are coming out in this millennia. And robotics as well. There's so many that's coming out. Look at the electric vehicles. This is new. This is not the old thing. It's a new. Maybe it's an old idea, but it's a new thing now. And a lot of us missed that boat. Look at Amazon. What do you call it? Not just e-commerce, but also, and e-commerce is gonna even grow bigger too as well with digital identification system and the CBDC. Faster way to spend money. More people are gonna spend money like it's no tomorrow. People are gonna go broke real quick because with the paper money in your pocket, it was hard to go broke. Well, it was harder. Now it's gonna be easy because all you do is swipe and tap and scan. That's how we pay in today's day and age. So anyway, this article comes from princeoftravel.com, and it's that slash news slash Air Canada. I guess this article is written by TJ Dunn. This is going to be a big one, and then I'm going right to bed. Guys, please have some patience with me. This might be a 20-minute video. Please like, share, and subscribe, please. Subscribe to the video. Subscribe to the video, then. Let's build our classrooms of readers. Okay? I'm bringing you good news here. I'm keeping you alert to what's happening, what's going to happen in the next 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Especially for those that are in their 30s right now. You should be thinking of this because 10 years, you're going to be brushing 50. All right? So check it out. Be real to yourself now. Don't be fake. All right. So TJ Dunn, thank you for this article. Prince of Travel, thank you for this article. Air Canada launches digital identification system. Air Canada has launched a digital identification system through the Air Canada app. Passengers can voluntarily create a digital profile prior to travel, which is then used to verify their identity at airports using facial recognition technology. At the outset, the system will only be available to access the Air Canada Cafe in Toronto. However, it's expected to roll out to other Maple Leaf lounges on boarding gates in due time. Of course, if it works, they're going to do it. The process is entirely optional and is meant to speed up access through automatic identification recognition instead of using boarding passes and manual listen, man, when it comes to money, these guys will go through and beyond, above and beyond, through and back again to find solutions to make them money. You understand? Air Canada is going to make so much money. Airlines are going to make so much money because people can just swipe their phone and gone. They're verified. And they're going to be talking about all the nice things about this. They're going to be talking about it because, trust me, a lot of people are going to protest. A lot of people are going to complain. A lot of people are going to talk about violation of privacy and all type of stuff. But there's so much other good use for this system that's all they're going to focus on. Let me tell you that straight up. What is Air Canada's digital identification system? Let's read into this, all right? There's not no conspiracy, guys. Air Canada has started trials of a digital identification system through its mobile app. At the outset, passengers who create a profile on the app will be able to use facial recognition to access the Air Canada Cafe in Toronto instead of their boarding passes. As the trial phases continues, it's expected that Air Canada will add the option to use facial recognition to gain access to other Maple Leaf lounges and boarding gates. There is no timeline for the expected rollout to other areas of the airport or to other airports aside from Toronto Pearson. For now, creating a digital ID is meant to facilitate a contactless and seamless airport experience, reducing the need to keep track of your documents at multiple steps along the way. You know, they say that COVID was coming to an end. I think they're going to drag COVID out, just the remnants of COVID out, for a long time, just until this system is implemented. The digital system, the digital world that is upon us right now. The digital world that is upon us right now. So the technology works by first comparing digital measurements of your face, called face prints, taken from a government issued photo ID and a selfie taken through the app. If these match, you will be assigned a unique identifier which doesn't contain any biometric data, and the face prints will be destroyed. The unique identifier is then sent back to your mobile device and stored alongside the selfie and other information you provide, such as your name, date of birth, document. So basically, we heard about this a long time ago, right? Have you heard about the digital license plate? I guess everything is gonna be digital, man. Like a popo gonna be scanning your license plate and everything just, well, it happens already. It happens already. But think about this. Think about this. You don't have to have a driver's license no more. How close is this idea? It's close to the chip. And the listen, the RFID chip is already on the stock market. Go on any exchange in the stock and type in chip or RFID. It pops right up. And it's trading for a healthy amount. I'm going to tell you that straight up. So how close are they trying? How close are we to get the chip? Nobody thought about that. Everybody's sleeping. The unique identifier is then sent back to your mobile device and stored alongside the selfie and other information you provide, such as your name, date of birth, document type, and government number. These data, your unique identifier and personal information, gather from your digital ID, which will be used when you travel. And a lot of people are wondering, what is a government number? Do you have a passport? You know that fine tiny holes at the top of your passport, showcasing like a number and a letter, and letters at top of your passport? Yeah, that's your government ID number. That's going to be your digital ID number soon. And for those who have a PR or landed or whatever, just I can't remember what talking too much. I can't remember what they call this. I'm sorry guys for coughing in the phone. Coughing my mouth. I can't remember what it's called. I think they call it a UIC, a UI number or something like that. It's there, trust me. There's a special government ID number to identify you. When they program this on their computer, everything pop up on their phone, on the computer screen in front of them, or the agent or whoever that pulled this up, using this number. Trust me, it does exist. And for those of you who have your citizenship card or your, you know what I'm saying, it's on you. Trust me. Go to your birth certificate. Down to your birth certificate had that joint. I'm gonna tell you that straight up. So during the check-in process, you will be asked to consent to a use official biometrics to identify you at the airport. If you choose to consent, your selfie will be sent into a day of travel gallery and after another face print is created, your selfie is then deleted. Trust me, in the Bible it tells you, when it talks about the chip, right, being inserted into the forearm and the forehead, in the arm and the forehead, it tells you something specific about the system, where it tells you that this system, if the government don't like you and don't agree with you, they can just literally turn off your money, turn off your identity. It's like it doesn't exist anymore. Think about that. Let that joint soak in for a little bit. Anyway, as you approach a facial recognition device at the airport, a live face print will be collected and compared against the day of travel. If there is a match, then you'll be granted access to the appropriate location, and the face print created from the camera will be instantly destroyed. And you know what? Because it's all new to us, the detail of it, it's like, oh no, I don't know. But once we start using that system, you're going to be like, yo, oh my God, this is easy. It makes things, but listen, don't get lost in the sauce. Do not get lost in the sauce. It is important to note that this technology doesn't have anything to do with Nexus mobile passport control or other government entity. Rather, it's an entirely optional system that's being introduced by and exclusively for. Listen, they're not even telling you who this thing is coming from. It's telling you it is important to note that this technology doesn't have anything to do with Nexus mobile passport control, right? So it's telling you, listen, the one that exists right now have nothing to do with this or any other government entity. And remember, this is, yeah, so any other government entity that is being introduced by and exclusively for Air Canada. Well, what I know, certain blockchains, here that word go again. I know about a blockchain that specializes in identification, digital identification. I can name some of them right now. Self-Key, Civic, Ethereum. Just think about Ethereum. Ethereum has a lot of them. A lot of those stable coins and coins and solutions for identification, digital identification. Furthermore, you will still need to bring your passport or government issued photo ID, because of course they need two pieces with you, as the digital identification doesn't replace the need for any manual checks that need to be done along the way, such as check-in. How to create a digital ID. Now they're telling you how to create it. You must be at least 18 years old to create a digital profile, and you must have a passport with an embedded electronic chip. In the future, it is possible that other forms of identification, such as driver's license, and can be used to create an Air Canada digital ID. Didn't I brush on driver's license earlier? Listen, guys, this is the first time I'm reading this, and I don't pre-read anymore because I'm confident. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I'm going to make some mistakes, but I brush it up. All right. There is no requirement to be a Canadian citizen to create. There's no requirement to be a Canadian citizen to create a digital profile, and as long as you are over 18 and have a passport with an electronic chip, you can create one. The process of setting up a digital ID with Air Canada is quite simple and requires 3 steps. On the Air Canada app, open up the menu in the top left hand corner of the screen, and there you go, guys. That's how you create your digital ID from the Air Canada app. Me not do that yet. From there, select personal data and then click the digital identification button, which is currently only available. Which is currently the only available option. So you'll then follow the prompts to create your profile, which will ask you to scan your passport picture page. You will then place your phone on a passport to scan its chip, which will require you to enable near field communication NFC on your phone, which most of us already have on our phone, because now I don't personally, but lots of people have it on their phone. I've been at the store before where people pay with their phone. So they've been testing this system for a long time, but blockchain, it's solidifying it. The last step involves taking a selfie, or rather a series of selfies, with your face centered and turned to either side. After this, your digital profile is created and you can find it in your personal data section on your app. You can always delete your digital profile from your device should you no longer wish to opt in to the technology. To do so, just head back into the digital identification button in the app and then click clear all digital profiles or swipe. But swipe doesn't mean that it wipe. Swipe no mean that it wipe. First and foremost, the government already have your digital identification system. But second and foremost, this is Air Canada. Air Canada is going to have this data. Guys, and this is data. This is data. Alright? Alright. So if you'd like to create a digital profile, the process takes less than 5 minutes from start to finish. What about privacy? Of course, this is a big ass. Listen, this is why Drone Delivery Canada is going to make it. It might take 10, 15, 50 years to make it, but it will make it one day, right? As soon as people start giving up getting used to giving up their privacy and not worrying about it as much, trust me, you're gonna see pizza being delivered by drones on your doorsteps. I'm not gonna lie, but listen, man. If I'm flying, I'm lying. And I'm not flying. Well, I can't tell the future either, but listen, it's just seemed like it's just going that. It's very clear to me. So what about privacy? Naturally, it's prudent to be mindful about privacy concerns whenever you provide personal information to an outside party. It's also important to note that this technology is entirely optional, and if you'd rather have your identity verified manually, you can continue to do so without any hindrance to your travel plans. There is an extensive section about privacy on Air Canada's digital ID website. To be sure to give it a thorough read before opting in to ensure, oh my goodness, I have brutalized that read. So be sure to give it a thorough read before opting into ensure you're comfortable with everything. Note that there is both a frequently asked questions section as well as the future privacy notice which towards the button of the page. You know what it is? I am reading, I'm rushing my mind. I'm thinking, yo, look at the time. It's like over 17 minutes. And I said 20 minutes. Guys, if you want to stop watching it right now, it's fine. You understand? It's fine. I'm not going to stress myself. I'm going to take my time and make this video. I know a lot of people attention span is not the greatest these days, but if you're driving long distance, it's the perfect video to watch. The privacy section of the website details in full how your information is used, stored, and transmitted data, as well as the risk involved with using digital identification, which is describes as minimal. Sure. If you consent to use facial recognition technology during the check-in process, Air Canada's technology partner, which isn't listed, of course, process your information in Canada and is therefore subject to Canadian laws around information and privacy. The partner will also retain your unique identifier number created during the process of making digital ID. What, guys? Listen here. The government already have your identifier number, but these private companies don't. So when you create these profiles, not just Air Canada gets your data, but also the party who's providing the technology to Air Canada gets your data. All right, and you know what? I think they're gonna be another secure way for digital ID. I think this is just the first stage, and we're being hopeful that there's a private one coming out where certain people, or even if they were to use our data, at least let them, whatever they use it for and make off it, Give us the 15%. Give us the 20 or the 30%, and stop using our information and selling our information to the highest bidder. So the partner will also retain your unique identifier number created during the process of making the digital ID, which doesn't contain any identifying information of biometric data or biometric data. Sure, we're not believing that. The face prints used to create your profile and through airport facial recognition cameras are deleted immediately after being used. Sure, deleted doesn't mean it's not there. It's not there in front of you, but it's still on a system. The face print that comes from, and we learned this from Snowden. Snowden, I watched the movie on Netflix. I was based off of a true story. What did Snowden say? How can you destroy a computer with your data on it? You have to delete everything, like go back to factory setting and freaking smash the data, smash the device and burn it. That's how you destroy it. If you don't do none of that, that information is still on there, even if you tell yourself that it's deleted. That's literally what you're doing when you delete certain things off your devices. You're telling yourself that it's gone, but it's not gone. It's still there. So the face prints used to create your profile and through the airport facial recognition cameras are deleted immediately after being used, so says this article. The face print that comes from your selfie that is stored in the day of travel gallery remains active in Canada's database until up to 36 hours after departure of your flight, at which point it is deleted. Sure. We talked about that word before. All personal information is reported to the encrypted and transmitted. All personal information is reported to be encrypted and transmitted to and from your mobile device using a secure protocol, although the details of the secure protocol aren't listed. Of course it's not listed, guys. Come on now. So lastly, Air Canada outlined the risk involved in the unlikely event that someone acting in bad faith gains access to your footprint. Trust me, these guys already went over all the bad scenarios. And they have an answer for most of them, majority of them. So lastly, Air Canada outlined the risk involved in the unlikely event that someone acting in bad faith gain access to your face print through the day of travel gallery. Since the face print is a series of numbers, it is not possible to reverse engineer someone's identity without the algorithm that generated. What technology are they using? Go use blockchain. Lord Jesus. The technology is here that nobody can use your identifier system, guys. Like, if you're gonna chip everybody properly, man. I'm joking. Lord, forgive me, please. The airline that states that even if someone were to access the algorithm and your face print, they'd only be able to use it to compare the degree of similarity between the face print and the photograph that they might have, which doesn't have a real world application. If you choose to opt into facial recognition and Air Canada's digital identification system, be sure to give the entire privacy policy a read to see if you are comfortable with the measures being taken to protect your privacy. And you know what? Go ahead and read that joint. You know what? For better most, get a lawyer to read that joint for you, because you know what? They're gonna use some language that's gonna, as soon as you reach your friggin' third paragraph, you're gonna say, you know what? Frig this. I'm not reading nothing, man. I can't even understand nothing that I'm reading right now. Trust me, they're gonna make it so tiny. The words are gonna be so tiny, and it's gonna be a lot of words, man. Lots. So good luck. So conclusion. We're at the conclusion already? I thought I was getting excited. Oh my God, I thought this article was long as nothing. Oh my goodness. We got a conclusion already. I was getting excited. So anyway, Air Canada has launched an optional digital identification system which is available for entry to the Air Canada Cafe in the trial phase. So everything is trial right now. Listen, I still have my eyes set on 2025. I'm not rushing time. I'm taking my time. I'm my part of my New Year's resolution is to love every minute of every day because the time fly by so fast and we don't even see it. We don't even see that a lot goes into a minute. 60 seconds, guys. No, think about it though. 60 seconds times 5 minutes, man. Like, I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot of, and that's only 5 minutes. So imagine like 24 hour. There's a lot that goes into this, man. That thing deep. I think's deep. You see what I see? All right, let's continue with this conclusion here. So, by creating a digital profile, passengers will be identified using facial recognition technology at some areas of the airport rather than through manual identity checks. Guys, that means their camera is going to be set up all over the place. Listen, they have to do this in order to put it on our streets. They already have it in the major cities downtown, in the major cities downtown core. Where you're gonna be walking. China has this. Go and look it up. China has this. Go on YouTube. The same YouTube where you're there watch right now. Go look it up. There's documentaries on it. Especially for, listen, how many laws are we breaking that the government doesn't know about? Now they're gonna know. Jaywalk, and you think you're not gonna get fined for jaywalking? You can't jaywalk no more, man. You start jaywalking, the government gonna send you a ticket in the mail of yourself in the middle of the road. That's messed up. So the process of creating a digital ID is quite simple and takes less than 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Soon it's gonna take less than 2 minutes. With their Google has it. Like it's kind of like an encrypted way of signing in, where they just say, "Oh, it's you." Click sign in. I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, so the process of creating a digital ID is quite simple and takes less than 5 minutes from start to finish. It's all done on the Air Canada app, and you'll need the latest version to have it available. So be sure to give the privacy policy a thorough read if you're interested in Air Canada's digital identification system to ensure that you know about the risk involved in the benefits and the benefits you stand to gain from the program. And you know what? At first, a lot of people are not going to use this shit. But as I say, if they keep lengthening the COVID remnants of COVID, a lot of people are going to use it because they're going to feel forced to use it. They have to travel. They have to do their business. They have to do all type of stuff. You know, they have families to go see. You know, things to go do. Right. So people are going to be forced to use it. And if none of that happens, I think it's going to slowly start out to be a good thing, and then it's going to rush into being the perfect solutions for, you know, like skipping the line. It's kind of like VIP. Before, I bet when the airline started back in the day, right, when they only had 2 seats, I not that far back. When it had like 12 seats, they didn't have no VIP lounge. I bet that joint. And then when they started about the VIP lounge, it's another way for them to make money. And they put a nice ass what you call it, lazy boy up in there. You get your blanket, you get wine, you get steak dinner and perfectly fried chicken with perfectly steamed veggies and really tasty juice instead of citrusy lemonade that you get in the back. Right? You know you agree with me. You know you agree with me. Be sure to give the privacy policy a thorough read if you're interested in Air Canada's digital identification system to ensure that you know about any risk involved and the benefit you stand to gain from using the program. So if the program is successful, it is expected to be rolled out to other aspects of the travel experience, including Maple Leaf lounges and boarding gates, as well as other airports in the future. Don't you think restaurants are going to be using this too as well? These are data, guys. These are big data. Think about it. Data. Blockchain is offering secure data. Listen, don't you think a lot of people are trying to crack blockchain right now? Why can't they do it right now? Why can't they do it? They cannot do it. They can't kill the technology. So, okay, if they come up with a centralized, because blockchain is digitalized. So if they come up with, of course it's digitalized, but it's decentralized, I meant to say. So if they come up with a centralized system that mimic or do the same thing that blockchain does, which one do you think is going to win? The system that is open or the system that is controlled by you? The system that is open to a few people in power, that they sell your information all over the place, you have no say, and you see your information being sold in some places and you still can't say nothing. Blockchain doesn't allow that. They have to pay you. They have to pay us for using our information. So what do you think is going to go with inflation and, poverty, crime, and, like tough times are ahead of us? You think it's going to get better? Remember, no. Evil man still exists on this earth. And the more good we do on the earth, it pisses them off. Because that is not their agenda. They don't want nobody to be happy. Alright? So, with that said, I didn't say that to put nobody in no bad mindset or mind frame. I said that to enlighten you. All this video, what this video is about is to enlighten you. Alright? Enlighten you to move forward. Open up your eyes and look around us. The digital world is merging, and a lot of people are not seeing what's going on. Man, I'm telling you, man, you better open up your eyes. This chip is right. The chip is knocking, and it's been knocking for the past 10 years. But now it's like coming into the door. Now it's in the house, and it's looking at furnitures. It's looking at spaces that it can occupy. Man, Lord help us. Thank you, Lord, for this day. Thank you guys for taking the time to chill with me for how long now? 33 minutes. Dang. Listen, man. Who is the class? No, I'm not gonna say class clown, because class clown don't stay awake long enough to throughout the class. But who is the teacher's pet? Is gonna stay on this video for 33 minutes. Guys, I mentioned this before in a video before. If I can get anybody on this video who's listening to this video to introduce 10 people to this channel, 10 people to the class. Let's build this class to 100. Right? It's possible. I'm at 24 and it's beautiful. I love it. I can't believe I'm at 24. I couldn't believe when I was at 3. So, here we are. Let's build this joint to 100. If you could tell 10 people about this channel, I'm going to give you $10. You know how much you can do with $10? If you get 100 people, I give you $100. $1 a person. Come on now. I'm giving you good information. I'm enlightening you. I'm also building up your confidence too as well, because most of you probably read better than I. But you know what, guys? What you're short in, I'm good at. And what I'm short in, you're good at. Alright? We're equal. Alright? It's all love, man. And thank you guys for tuning in.